Hi everyone, Peig O'Sullivan here from the Tralee Springboard Family Support Project, and I'm just popping on to give a very brief outline around mindfulness. The reason I'm doing this is because I was actually asked by a client yesterday on the phone, what exactly does mindfulness do? And it got me thinking that if you've never done mindfulness before and you haven't tried it out, then the chances of you popping onto the KDOS webpage and clicking on a mindfulness resource probably isn't going to appeal to you. So this is just a very, very basic explanation to it. Google it to get more if you're interested in it, but this is just very basic. So basically, if we are suffering with anxiety, which a lot of us are at the moment, and have some worries and some stresses, this is not just for children, this is all of us. What happens is that our nervous system responds to a threat. And the nervous system sends a message to the brain to tell the brain that it needs to kick into survival mode to survive whatever threat, okay? So our body's in this state which the nervous system is activated and aroused, the brain is in survival mode, but we can't go anywhere or do anything with it. So I like to kind of imagine that you're in a car and you sit into the car, you press the accelerator of the car, but you put your foot on the brake at the same time. So you're going nowhere. So you're getting two different signals from the car into the engine saying one is telling you to go, but the car won't move. So you can imagine you keep doing this in a car and something's going to give. I don't know what, I'm not a mechanic, but something's going to be damaged in the car. So your body is the same. So if you continue to stay in this state of hyper arousal where the nervous system is under threat and the brain is constantly in this fight or flight mode but not able to do anything about it, then something in your body is going to give, okay? So some of the signs to be aware of would be, I wrote down a few here. Like you might be hypervigilant all the time, which is constantly on edge, constantly looking around, afraid of everything. You might be agitated, restless. Your sleep might be affected. You might have difficulty concentrating. You might be frustrated, annoyed, and aggression. So there are signs that we are in this heightened arousal state, okay? So what mindfulness does is, mindfulness brings us to the here and now, as in this very moment in time. Exactly what we're doing right now. So the here and now for me is I'm sitting on a chair at home, working from home, talking into a video. That's exactly what I'm doing right now. So what mindfulness does is it brings us into the here and now, and it gives our nervous system a break, and it stops the signal going to the brain to say that you need to be in survival mode. So it actually gives the system a break. So again, we go back to the analogy of the car. So it's like you take your foot off the accelerator and you take your foot off the brake and you switch off the ignition for a while, okay? So that's what mindfulness does. It gives us that space that we can go into. There's a number of different mindfulness that you can do. There's just a breathing one where you can sit and you can just breathe and you can focus on the breath. Breathe in and breathe out and count. Or there's visualization ones which are up on the website, and what they do is they create a space for you to go to. So if you are in a house and you're homeschooling a lot of children, and obviously we can't go anywhere, you have a 2-kilometer restriction, but your mind is wonderful and it can take you to places and you can visit people in your mind and you can see wonderful things. So visualization ones are great. So my advice would be, if you're just starting out, to maybe start really small, okay? Maybe 3, 4, 5 minutes and build it up. And imagine if you did that 2 or 3 times a day, the break that your hyper-arousal nervous system and your brain is going to be getting from that, okay? So everything will start to slow down, okay? So that's the very, very basic of mindfulness. So if you want to know any more, you can go on to the kdos.ie website, click on family support, and all the resources for adults and children are on that website. Okay, thanks for listening.